online streaming platform, Twitch. Can you describe to us, I guess, what that's been like as a composer using that platform? It's a platform that's, I guess, is more familiar to some people as a live streaming video gaming platform of
Mm.
of some kind as well. What's it been like presenting your music on that? And you mentioned the word community quite a few times
Mm.
in the notes I have here as well. Can you describe what you mean by that as well?
Yeah, sure thing. So I know a lot of artists would more likely communicate with their people that follow them more as like a fan base, but for myself, because of the way that we're able to do things through Twitch platform, it does become a community. It's a very interactive platform. So the way that it works is, as you mentioned, it's very much for video games. You can live stream your video gameplay. You can live stream your just chatting in your daily life. But there's an awesome category on there which has been growing exponentially, and it's the music category, where you can actually go on and present your own music that you've been creating, or you can play covers, and there's a chat involved in that as well. So while you're performing, people can write to you, and you can read their comments and interact with them. So when I'm streaming, I'll get song requests that I actually will play for people all around the world, as well as then going through my own compositions that I've created. So for me, it's actually been an incredible place to share some of the things that I've been writing, and quite often they're the people that encourage me, and they're the people that have given me amazing ideas for new pieces. They're the biggest support to me. But yeah, Twitch as a music platform is incredible. There are artists, there are independent artists and bands that are given an opportunity to create, as you'd say, a fan base. But for me, it's more of a community as we interact outside of streaming as well through a server where we can share our pictures about our life and things like that. So yeah, I've got people from all over the world, but I see them more as family and community than anything else.
It's interesting. You're talking there almost about like a two-way relationship, and something that we, I guess, as audience members and performers see with the stage, live performance on stage thing is you perform, you get a round of applause, that's your affirmation, then you're kind of done a lot of the time. What you're describing here is more of a, you're getting feedback on what's sticking and what's not, and what's working and what's making people feel things and respond to it. Do you find that influences what you create and how you create things more than, say, if you were performing and just getting a round of applause and a pat on the back in that sense?
No, 100%. Half of my pieces are actually pieces that have been written around that platform. So I've had a few of my compositions that were, through a game that we played on stream. Someone gave me some numbers and I did some improvisation over those, with that inspiration. So I created a piece through that. I have a piece that was written, interestingly enough, by one of my friends I was playing a video game with on the platform, and he was a little bit drunk. He sung a song about me live, and we took the notes that he sung and turned it into a composition. And my newest piece, First Light, I was playing that for people the first time that I ever played it on my stream, and my chat started talking about how the vision and the visuals that they saw while they were listening to it was like a new dawn. It was like, they were seeing birds flying around. And so I actually unmuted my microphone while I played my piece on the piano, and I started whistling like a bird. So, making sounds like things like that, and just playing it. And they were fascinated. And ever since I played that piece for them, that visual just never left my head. And so when I actually produced First Light, I included a bird track, which you might hear a bit later on.
We will listen to that in just a moment. I'm so intrigued because for a lot of listeners out there familiar with the development of art forms like art songs, piano sonatas, this kind of salon music that we have in, for lack of a better word, the classical canon, was developed in situations like this where people were sitting around not just listening to the music but discussing it and doing exactly what you were saying, having these conversations with the composers about, it made me feel like this, it did that, and then they'd go away and they'd improvise, they'd do things and entertain. So it sounds like you're very much continuing that tradition, but in a completely, in a very 21st century way.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's fascinating.